What does open mean? Does it mean open source, open API, open hardware, open spec, open standards, open collaboration? Does it mean customers are partnering into it? Does it mean developers are partnering into it? Does it mean competitors are partnering into it? Do we compete together or do we co-opete together?
But open source is sort of like reuse on steroids, because it's not just reusing class libraries and source code definition, but you're using entire open source ecosystems in your environment. Let's take OpenSSL.
Right, if everybody was writing in x86 assembly code, right, evolution at the chip level would be really, really hard.
It really summarizes to me that, open source code builds that transparency, brings that integrity, and goes to Linus's law, more eyes make all bugs shallow. Because then you are truly tapping into that intellectual knowledge as opposed to the intellectual property that is there in a closed source software,
Right.
essentially.
And that's how the internet came about as well. People don't realize that open source built the internet.
Where the guy was like, oh, that's so old, I'm just going to delete it. Basically a bunch of people like me who are, hippies who would, rather be out in the park listening to some band, and, the sort of flower child culture was just huge. I mean, the Grateful Dead.
Your GitHub contributions is your resume.
Exactly.
So I don't care if you don't have a college degree, it's just your work product.
It's like copy paste programming with a bunch of monkeys thrown in.
It's misplaced trust.
Yeah.
I used to be a university professor, and I would always have my students read open source code, because when I was an undergraduate taking an operating systems class, the professor had access to Berkeley Unix, BSD Unix code, and that's how I learned how to write a scheduler and a memory manager and how multi-process should work. It's like you go look at the code. That's how. There was no TCP/IP book on how TCP/IP worked. You went and read the code.